Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Happy February. So for today's look, I am so excited to show you guys how I got this really pretty, glowy look using all Hourglass Cosmetics. Hourglass Cosmetics is hands down one of my favorite makeup brands. They have literally killed it with almost every complexion product. A little bit about Hourglass Cosmetics. They are cruelty free and vegan. They're huge advocates for fighting for animal rights. I love their brand for that. If you guys don't already know, I only use cruelty free makeup and skincare. I just wanted to share that with y'all. So if y'all want to see how I got this gorgeous makeup look, just keep on watching and let's get ready to rumble. Okay. So I'm gonna start with primer. I'm sorry if you can hear my laundry room, but I have to stay close to finish laundry. Okay. I don't have one of Hourglass's primers, unfortunately. It's a little pricey. So I'm just gonna go quickly in with Future Dew. I do always like to go in with a corrector. I don't think Hourglass has one, but I will go in with my lip tinted Hue Stick in the shade Rise. I always do this now. I really do see a difference when I do this. And my circles are quite dark today. I also notice if I put a little bit on the dark spots, that helps when covering it up with foundation. All right. And then I have been changing my makeup routine as of lately. I like to go in with concealer first, and then I want to see what else needs a little bit of a touch up with foundation. This has actually kept my skin looking more dewy throughout the day and not so heavy. Not that I ever really wear heavy makeup, but like I learned this from Katie Jane Hughes. Like, it's better to just first cover up what you feel you need to cover up. So for me, is my dark circles, and then start working on other areas like touching up blemishes, darkness, all of that. So I like that advice. Oh my God. So a concealer I am completely enjoying and I'm in awe of at the moment. Again, I know Hourglass is quite pricey. Most of their product delivers and it's so freaking good. So I'm gonna go in with the new Hourglass concealer. I'm in the shade Beach, so B-E-E-C-H. This is, I don't know where the name is. It's just the new Vanish concealer. What I like to do first though is I'm gonna grab the concealer, and instead of directly putting it on my under eye, put it in the back of my hand, and I just splurged, don't kill me, on the Hourglass concealer brush that they just came out with. This is how it is. I've been using it. I really like it. Blends so pretty and like it's very soft, so I like that for the under eye. And then I just start from the bottom here and just start concealing. I also love that it easily goes in right over here, which is so hard with a lot of other concealer brushes that I've tried to use. Also, this brush, what I love about it, it already does the job for me, really. I will go in with a beauty blender to help, but like look at how the lip tinted just helps conceal. I'm gonna go in with my beauty blender and just blend it out a little bit here. It's also not a heavy concealer. It's very lightweight, but it does have very, I would say like medium to full coverage. It's definitely buildable. I've read reviews that it's very drying. I don't find it drying, and I'm a dry skin girl, but like I think it just requires you prepping the under eye very well with the right eye cream. I've been using recently the Youth to the People eye cream, and then also what I found was very good was the Glossier Bubble Wrap. That also is really good. So that's for the under eye. Now I'm going to conceal the orange on the lid. But like, look at that glow that the concealer has. I love that. Now that I've concealed, I don't have much to really cover up because my skin, thankfully, knock on wood, is really good at the moment. A little hair. So for foundation, I'm going to go in with one of my favorite foundations, the Hourglass Vanish Stick. I'm in the shade Golden. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to conceal a little bit here, a little bit on my chin, around my mouth area since it's a little darker, and then where I put the Hue Stick. I love the packaging of this too. If you guys have never seen it before, you just twist it up like this. It's really, really, I love it, and I feel like it's very travel friendly, and because you don't need much of the foundation, it can last you a really long time. So with this foundation, at the time when it launched with this brush over here. It's this really nice, very dense kabuki brush. I love this brush. I was asked if it's something worth splurging on. It's like yes or no. Like if you don't have a great kabuki brush that blends out your foundation, by all means, like go for it. But I do think that there are other foundation brushes that could probably do just equal of job as this one. To describe the finish of it, I definitely would say it's between a natural, it's like a natural finish to me, and I think that it does dry down quite natural, soft matte, but it's still a very hydrating foundation. I think this is still it's still perfect for dry skin people. So if you have dry skin, I definitely would give it a try because I have very dry skin. For oily, I would just still set it a little bit, maybe on the T-zone or wherever you're oily most. But it's definitely not like a dewy foundation, and it's not a matte either. So that's why I would say it's natural. Okay, so now that our complexion's done, I'm just gonna set it a little bit. For that, I'm obviously gonna go in with the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. It looks like so. I really like with setting my under eyes, I switch it up a lot. Sometimes I use a damp beauty blender, sometimes I use a brush. It really depends on my skin. It's like how my skin's feeling, because lately it's so dry that if I set it with a brush, it just makes my under eyes look really, really dry. But if I set it with a beauty blender, I'll be fine, and like it just gives it a really nice matte. Look how I just love Hourglass. Sponsor me. Expensive, dude. Like I didn't just buy this all at once. Don't get it twisted. I definitely grew this collection. So the next thing I'm gonna go in with is brows. Hourglass hands down also has amazing, can't be surprised, brow products. So I'm gonna first go in with the, what is this called? The Arch Brow Sculpting Pencil. I'm in the shade Dark Brunette. I'm using the more thicker version today. I feel like this this particular one that they have does the job quicker because the pencil's thicker, if that makes any sense. Go in with the spoolie. And then to set my brows, I'm going to use the Arch Brow Volumizing Fiber Gel. I'm also in the same shade, Dark Brunette. There's definitely better ones out there that are cheaper. Like I really, really like this one, but nothing trumps my, oh, I said Trump. Nothing is better than the Glossier Boy Brow. I'm gonna go in with bronzer. So the bronzer that I'm going to use today, I'm using it because it's still available. I have been using this particular one. This is the Ambient Lighting Edit Unlocked. Looks like so. I believe they came out with it in 2018, which is they come out with like different palettes every holiday. So I believe I got this 2018. Love it, but it's not available anymore, so I don't really want to use it. All I'm going to use it for today is a highlighter, but I love this palette. For bronzer, I'm going to use this one today. The Ambient Lighting Bronzer in Radiant Bronze Light. And I'm gonna go in with their duo-ended fluffy brush. I'm just gonna use the fluffy end. I love their bronzers because they have like kind of like sheen to it that gives your skin a gorgeous glow from within. I just love it. I feel like you wouldn't even really need highlighter, but of course I still go in. Their brushes are phenomenal. Like for blush, I'm gonna use this gorgeous one over here. This one is the Ambient Lighting Blush in the shade Diffused Heat. I also love their blushes a lot because they're very buildable. I'm not going to use an Hourglass blush brush. I'm going to use this buffing brush by, I think this is Real Techniques. Just working in the apples of the cheek. Do you see that pretty touch of pink? And you can definitely build it. You know when's the best time to buy Hourglass? Is at Sephora. When Sephora is doing like a 25% off in the holidays, that's when I would say go for it. All right, next up we're gonna go into the highlighter. I'm gonna go into the Ambient palette that I have, and I'm just gonna use this gorgeous shade right here with a Sigma F030 brush, and I'm just gonna lightly, this is a pretty blinding ass highlighter, so I like to go in with a really light hand because I want to keep it as natural as possible. That's so pretty. To go with circular motions so that it really goes into the skin and like it doesn't just look like a streak of highlight. A bit on the nose. For the eyes, I don't have any of their palettes, so what I like to do, and might as well use this right for today, I'm gonna go in to the bronzer in the Ambient palette. I can use this little thing here. I'm just gonna go in it and then just bronze up the lids. So that's really pretty. We can do is maybe just go into the blushes here and just lightly put a little bit of pink on the lid, so it can also kind of all be little monochromatic, you know, and blend in together. So pretty. What I did forget is an eyeliner. I don't have one by them, but I'm gonna go get one. Love this color slide by Glossy Plate. Is in the shade Brack. Alright, and then before I do any of the mascara part, I like to set my skin. I also don't have a setting spray by them, but I have been loving this. I've had it for a while and I forgot about it. So it's the e.l.f. Illuminating Primer Mist. I really, really like this. I don't have a lip liner by them either, so I'm just going to quickly line my lips with the KKW lip liner in the shade Nude 2. So pretty. But I think for today's look, I'm gonna do Unreal, or I'm sorry, Strike. Do that. I love their doe foot applicator on this one as well. It's very similar to the concealer's doe foot applicator, and they also have the same they're in the same like component. So I love this shade. They are very pigmented. One little swipe goes a long way. It's not lip plumping. Like, it's, I know it's marketed as like a lip plumper. You don't feel that tingly feeling though. You do feel very hydrating throughout the day, which I love. You don't have to reapply it a lot unless you're eating. Obviously it's gonna come off. It's not sticky. These are hands down one of my favorite glosses. I wish I could have them all, but a girl can't. But like, look how gorgeous that shade is. Okay, and last but not least, I'm going to apply mascara and we're done. Okay, so I don't have their mascara either, so I just quickly went in with the mascara that I have already. But this finalizes the full face of Hourglass Cosmetics. Oh, there's a little bird. I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. I know some of you requested me to do it. Also, I just wanted to do it because I love Hourglass so much. You guys get to try Hourglass Cosmetics. I really think they are very much worth the hype, worth the splurge. A lot of their products, they're just 100% amazing. And again, like the fact that they are vegan and cruelty free, and they're really advocating for ending animal cruelty. So I love to support a brand like that. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will see you guys in my next video. Happy February. Bye.